administrators react.
If we don't necessarily get some of the things right now, they'll still be here. And sometimes drastic measures are taken to correct those things.
The untimely death of fraternity members at Penn State and Texas State University have stirred controversy across the U.S. And now, University of Miami administrators have spoken on how they plan to combat Greek life casualties on campus.
And
they don't want to bother anybody, so most vets try to isolate themselves.
A veteran remembers the fight continues off the battlefield. A former soldier shares his struggles with life after war.
Plus, a Miami Christmas. The holiday season is here, and a few extra lights are getting added to the Miami skyline tonight. We'll take you live to one of the city's greatest traditions.
Coming up in weather, I've got your full Thanksgiving holiday travel forecast. And could we see consistent highs in the 70s after break? All that and more straight ahead. News Vision starts now.
Live from the UMTV studios, this is News Vision.
Good evening and welcome to News Vision. I'm Evan Aldo.
And I'm Terrisa Mark. Thank you for joining us tonight. 26 Penn State fraternity brothers are facing new charges following the death of Penn State student Timothy Piazza. Piazza was pledging Beta Theta Phi last year when he passed out on his very first night at the fraternity. The fraternity was supposed to be alcohol-free due to a previous suspension. But despite that, Piazza was forced to consume a dangerous amount of alcohol that resulted in a deadly fall.
Tim was a happy and caring human being and a wonderful son who just wanted to join an organization to find friendships and camaraderie. Instead, he was killed at the hands of those he was seeking friendship from.
The whole incident in the fraternity house was caught on security camera. The video had been deleted after Piazza's death, but has been restored since then. Now, prosecutors say the video will now serve as hard evidence for new charges against the fraternity.
And Penn State is not the only university with Greek life troubles. One student at Texas State University died on Monday while pledging at a fraternity party where alcohol was reportedly served. As a result of the death, Texas State University has suspended all fraternities and sororities at the school. This comes after Florida State University implemented a similar ban last week after one of its students died, also following a fraternity party. Now, some University of Miami administrators are saying tougher measures need to be implemented to prevent something like that from ever happening on our campus.
That if we don't necessarily get some of the things right now, they'll still be here. Right. And sometimes drastic measures are taken to correct those things, but we got to continue to do the things for the right reasons.
UM is also trying to gain more control of Greek life. A couple of weeks ago, the U suspended student organization tailgates after a student was injured at the UM Virginia Tech game.
Senator Al Franken is the latest person to join the list of those accused of sexual harassment. The Minnesota senator is accused of touching, groping, and kissing a TV and radio host without her consent.
And I just remember I almost punched him, because every time I see him now, like my hands clench into fists, and I'm sure that's probably why. And I said, if you ever do that to me again, I'm not going to be so nice about it the second time.
Senator Franken joins former Judge Roy Moore, who is running for a Senate seat in the ongoing string of sexual harassment claims. There has been no action yet to remove Franken from his post as senator.
Veterans Day is a time for us to come together and celebrate those who put our country before themselves. Here at the University of Miami, students and faculty gathered last Friday at the Rock to do just that. Reporter Chantal Alba tells us more.
Since 1919, November 11th has been a national holiday in the United States. Veterans Day commemorates the men and women who served in American armed forces. This mark is gathered by parades, educational events, and gatherings at memorials to fallen soldiers. The University of Miami community made a ceremony this past Friday that honored those who answered the call to duty. Former veteran Juan Montoya explained what he does.
I recently took over this position of Veteran Student Organization President, and the main goal, I guess the mission statement of this is to just bridge that gap between veterans and students.
One of the guest speakers was the director of United Way Mission United Miami, Mr. Brian Lynch.
Now, and it's a privilege to hear about what the U is doing, speaking with Juan and Mitch prior to the meeting starting today and learning what the U is doing to support their veterans. And the history of what's been happening here with the U and its veterans is also very inspiring.
Student veteran Tiffany Demps couldn't hide her excitement of forming part of this commemoration.
And one of the reasons why I joined the Army was so that I could go to college. And being a student at the U has been amazing. This is my first semester. We're undefeated. We have game day tomorrow. Classes are going well. And it's just an overall amazing experience.
Do you know the specific time of the day associated with this November 11th holiday? In Veterans Day celebration, the most important time is 11 o'clock a.m. The armistice brought to a final end to World War I, and it was signed at the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month. So now you know an interesting fact about this day. Reporting for UMTV, I am Chantal Alba.
And while we honor those who have served our country, it's also important to remember the sacrifices they make to do so. Many veterans suffer from lifelong trauma, even after returning home. An Army infantry veteran opened up about these issues.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Montoya said the Veteran Student Organization holds monthly meetings to help students who are veterans talk about their experiences in a safe environment and celebrate their camaraderie.
And speaking of celebrating, the holidays are around the corner and Coral Gables is already lighting up with excitement. UMTV reporter Tommy Fletcher is live at Merrick Park where people are already getting in the holiday spirit. Tommy, what's happening there?
Well, even though we're a week away from Thanksgiving, there's a lot of people here who are at Merrick Park getting in the Christmas spirit. Hundreds of people are out here for Merrick Park's annual Christmas tree lighting. Crews have been working for the past couple of days to get the stage and the tree and everything you can see behind me set up. And now tonight is the big night. Like I said, hundreds of people are out here, many people in the holiday spirit, some are even dressed up, despite the fact that temperatures are in the mid-70s and the fact that we're over a month away from Christmas. A lot of activity going on out here. Vendors are set up all around Merrick Park. Some local dance teams are taking the stage behind us doing performances. Right now they're doing scenes from the Nutcracker. And in a little bit we're expecting an appearance from the big man himself. Santa Claus will be here a little bit later. There is a UM connection to this event. UHealth, the University of Miami's health system, is one of the sponsors of tonight's tree lighting. There's a lot of UM employees and their families out here enjoying the festivities, overall contributing to a really nice atmosphere out here at Merrick Park. If you want to get in the holiday spirit a little bit early, you still have some time. Crews will be lighting the Christmas tree, which you can see behind me, a little bit later tonight at 7:45, and entertainment and performances here will continue until 9 o'clock tonight. At Merrick Park for UMTV, I'm Tommy Fletcher. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Tommy. Well, we haven't even made it to Thanksgiving yet, but looking at that tree has already put me in the Christmas spirit.
Yes, I'm feeling the Christmas spirit already. And still ahead on the show, lights, camera, laughter. We'll tell you about a spooky comedy that had students laughing and screaming all at once.
And the U is back. We'll give you the latest after the break.
Day across much of the country today. Some lake effect snow and showers working their way across most of the Northeast, and some showers over here in the Pacific West. But that's it. As we turn it towards more our area in Miami. Here we go. Some showers in the Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach area, but that's really it here in Miami. In the headlines, we'll be talking about your Thanksgiving travel outlook, the game day forecast against Virginia on Saturday, if you do plan on staying for the game and not flying out until Sunday maybe, and some cooler temps after break, maybe some low to mid 70s for highs instead of the humid 80s. That's all I got for now. We'll be back after this short break.
clear for takeoff.
Being diagnosed with cancer is life-changing, not only for the person battling the illness, but for their family members as well. One student organization dedicates their time to making sure children of parents battling the illnesses are okay. Our reporter Amanda Herrera tells us more.
Imagine spending an entire year fundraising for a week-long event held over the summer. That's exactly what students part of Camp Kesem do every year. Camp Kesem is a nationwide college student-driven organization that hosts free summer camps for children who have been impacted by a parent's cancer.
It's a time for them to be kids, a time for them to be around people who understand what they're going through, even though it might not be the same exact situation, but they know that there are people around them who are not judging them.
So far, in 2017, there have been more than 1.5 million new cases of cancer. For the counselors, Camp Kesem serves as an opportunity for the kids to have a time to process the different emotions associated with having a parent diagnosed with cancer.
Because it is a parent's cancer, but they don't realize, like, once someone is affected by cancer, it affects the entire family.
Throughout the week-long camp, children have the opportunity to bond alongside their counselors while participating in outdoor activities and creating memories that last a lifetime. Camp Kesem served over 7,000 children in 2016. This year, the student organization's goal is to serve 9,000. Former camp counselors encourage other students to join the cause.
This is just such a really good cause. Like, you're helping kids, you're helping the parents who maybe need that week either to, just to relax, or maybe they have to get a procedure or something. It gives them the time off, and they know that their kids are having a great time.
That was UMTV reporter Amanda Herrera. For more information, you can visit campkesem.org/Miami.
Halloween was a couple of weeks ago, but some students are still looking for a post-Halloween scare. UMTV reporter Portia Badish joins us now live to tell us about one musical that is shaking up students on campus. Portia?
Thank you, Evan. The Rocky Horror Picture Show has left UM students on the edge of their seats. This musical is a 1975 science fiction comedy about experimenting with sexuality. It still is a cult film to this day because of how it defies social expectations. This weekend, I went to see some UM students perform this classic. For the past 7 years, the Kane Stage Theater Company and Cinematic Arts Commission put on a reenactment of the cult classic Rocky Horror Picture Show. This year, the event took place on November 9th through 11th at the Cosford Cinema. Before the show, hosts from UM's LGBTQ club Spectrum invited the audience onto the stage to participate in bedroom-themed contests. The actors also got up close and personal with the audience throughout the entire show. Daniel Calkins, who played Rocky, says this was his favorite part of the performance.
Just like running around and like messing with people in the audience, that was pretty fun, I would say.
Audience member Jess Vitale says she can't believe this show exists.
Because it's so crazy. It was so good. It was incredible how everybody came together.
The actors can tell who is new to the Rocky Horror experience by a marking on their forehead.
Oh, this means I'm a virgin to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
For some, this show means more than just a night of laughter and raunchy comedy. Choreographer Stephanie Wheatman says it's a very personal show for her.
I had a lot of body image issues for many years, and when I joined Rocky, it was like 2 hours of permission to exist in my body just the way I am, and I wanted to create that environment for other people.
If you missed the show, don't worry. They'll be doing the Time Warp again next year. I'm Portia Badish. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Portia. Thanksgiving is next week, and I think the undefeated U has a lot to be thankful for.
Yes, like ESPN visiting campus and getting students hyped for the Catholics versus Convicts rivalry game against Notre Dame. UMT reporter Brianna Ross captured the excitement.
Thousands of Miami Hurricanes fans rose before the sun on Saturday morning to secure spots in the pit for ESPN's College Game Day broadcast.
I've dreamed of this since I was a kid, and we've never been good enough to get game day on campus, and we finally got it, so I'm pumped.
This was the first time that College Game Day came to the University of Miami since 2001, and fans did not take the event lightly. Though the pit opened at 6:30 in the morning, fans began lining up hours before.
I got here at 4:50.
We got here about 4:30 in the morning.
I got here at 3 a.m.
Despite the early hours, Canes, both young and old, came full of spirit and dressed for the occasion.
I decided to dress up as a convict and play the part today.
About 7 feet tall of a Canes fan right now.
Not only did Canes fans bring themselves to College Game Day, they also brought some creative signs. They came in all shapes and sizes. Some were even life-size.
Well, there's been a papal decree, and Pope Francis bleeds orange and green today. So we're cheering on the Canes.
In the end, thousands of passionate fans filled the pit to show their school spirit, each with their own reason why they love the U.
I've been a UM fan since birth. My parents, they put on UM baby clothes on me, they put on UM diapers, they put on a UM binky. I had UM everything from the moment I was born.
After my braces, my retainer is a U, half green, half orange, and I still have it to this day.
Like, no matter what school I end up going to, I'm going to be a Cane for life.
For UMTV, I'm Brianna Ross.
This past week's episode of College Game Day had the highest ratings of the season.
That's right, and this exposed UM to a large national audience as it was held on campus for the first time ever. We'll take a short break now, but when we come back...
Hoops, helmets, plus hot takes and ranks. Last week was a great one for sports at the U.
Our rankings are up, and we are still undefeated. We'll tell you how the U got its swag back after the break.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Thank you for staying with us here on News Vision. I'm your meteorologist, Dave Downey. Current conditions out there right now, pretty nice, 76, but a little high on the humidity scale. We're at 74%. It's a lot better than what it was yesterday, though. After those showers rolled through yesterday morning, we had humidities up in the 80s with around 80-degree temperatures, which made the heat index values around 90. Looking at the national temperatures right now, 70 in Fort Lauderdale. That's actually a little bit cooler than here in Miami. 85 here in Tucson and 76 in Vegas, so we're obviously not the hot spot in the country. But I really want you to watch is this little line of cooler temperatures. So if you are going home north for the break, you're going to be dealing with a lot different temperatures for the break, with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Next week, these temperatures will also drop another 5 to 10 degrees. We'll have lows in the 20s in most locations. So if you are flying home tonight, there aren't many people doing it, but if you are flying home tonight, we'll have actually clear skies, 76 right now. There's no delays out of Miami, and that's how it is also at Fort Lauderdale. So if you are flying out tonight out of either airport, no problem with the delays. However, if you're flying into some airport, we have 8 airports here listed. There's only 2 delays right now that could affect you. Here in Boston, 50 degrees down here in Boston, 45 degrees in Boston, and 50 in LaGuardia. And the trend down here in Boston is for those delays to increase, and we'll see how that goes throughout the night. So if you are flying home tonight, only light delays, and hopefully that will stick around for the weekend when most people are flying out if you do choose to go home. So for the futurecast for tonight, if you are staying in town, we've got a little shower working through our way here around 10 here in Fort Lauderdale, but I think that shower, as we work more towards the 1 o'clock hour, will start to dissipate, and I think if you are planning on going out, well, you'll be all right, and these showers will continue to push their way off across to the south tip of Florida, and you'll be all right for going out tonight. And tomorrow morning, no clouds in the sky, mid-70s for your morning temperatures. Low to mid 70s tonight if you are going to the Grove. Mostly clear skies. One of the best nights to go out to the Grove this semester so far. If you are doing it, it'll be a good time to do it. Tomorrow's forecast, 79 we'll call it for the high. Mostly sunny and blustery. 10 to 15 mile an hour sustained winds. Gusts up to 25. So keep that in mind if you are going outside tomorrow for class. 80s, around 80 for the high on Saturday for the games. If you are going to the game, it's going to be one of the best home games to go to for the year. Great temperatures and a lot of sunshine as well. 7-day forecast, 80s consist the entirety of the next week, including your happy Thanksgiving here. 78 for the high there. If you are staying in Miami, you got family here. These showers will lower those temperatures as well. That's all I got for weather this week. Now I got sports with Austin.
Thank you, Dave. I'm sports reporter Austin Pert. It's been an exciting week for the Hurricanes athletic department. The Miami Hurricanes men's basketball team is 2-0 on the young season. The Canes had convincing wins over both Gardner-Webb and Navy this past weekend. Right now, another game is underway at the Watsco Center as we play Florida A&M. Standing by live outside all the action is our sports reporter Jihad Shatara. Jihad, how's it looking out there?
Well, Austin, a quick score update. It's 18-9 in favor of the Canes right now as things have just tipped. They are playing the FAMU Rattlers, who Coach Larinaga praised, but he expects a tired FAMU team as they've already been to the West Coast. They've been all over the country, but he likes their length and he thinks they can create a lot of mismatches for the Hurricanes. I went to media availability on Wednesday, and Larinaga said the biggest surprise of this season has been how well his team is defending. Now, they're not in ACC play yet, but they are defending really well. He said the biggest thing, and I quote, is they are not giving up open shots. That was a big concern last year. Freshmen Lonnie Walker and Chris Likes have been huge additions on the defensive end. Now, Austin, I have to get going because behind me in the Watsco right now, they're giving free Jimmy Johns, and I don't want to miss out on my sub. Austin, I suggest you and everyone else in the studio run over here as soon as the game is over to get your free sub. Reporting live from the Watsco, I'm Jihad Shatara.
Thanks, Jihad. Let's hope the Canes continue their win to win and stretch their streak to 3-0. The men's basketball team isn't the only one starting off their season right. The women's team is also 2-0 in the early part of their season. They have wins over Florida International and Vermont. This year's Canes team looks a little bit different than years past, as Coach Katie Meyer has 3 freshmen in the starting lineup, and the young trio has done very well thus far. Kiana Harris and India Banks are both averaging around 9 points per game, but the main story is Micaiah Gray, who's averaged 24 points a game this season so far. I know it's early. The women's team will be in action again on Saturday at Colorado. The UM football team has officially put America on notice. The undefeated Canes beat Notre Dame 41-8 this past Saturday at Hard Rock Stadium. The newest college football rankings came out this past Tuesday, and the Canes were ranked 3rd behind Alabama and Clemson. We spoke with students to get their opinions on the team's spot in the rankings, and here's what they had to say.
Personally, I feel like we should be number 2. Alabama and Miami both being undefeated should be right there, 1 and 2. Clemson has a loss, so it doesn't really make sense, especially to Syracuse, a team we beat. And now that we've beaten back-to-back ranked teams, or now that Miami's beaten back-to-back ranked teams, it shouldn't be a situation where they're 3rd, they're behind a team with 1 loss.
We were kind of upset. We thought we should have been number 2.
We should have been
2.
Number 2.
But yeah, it's okay because we're going to beat Clemson in the ACC championship and then end up in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter.
I was angry at first because I think that personally we are better than Clemson, and they said the reason that they ranked us 3rd was because our away games aren't as well as our home games, but I think we should be ranked 2nd, and I think when we play Clemson in the ACC, we'll prove that we're better.
We still had a really big jump from 7 to 3. A lot of people think we should be number 2, and don't get me wrong, I'd love to be number 2, but I'm happy with number 3, and I'm not too worried about it as long as we can pull it up against Clemson in the ACC championship.
We were predicted to be 2nd, so I was kind of shocked at first when I saw 3rd. But either way, it's a good job from Miami. Miami hasn't been able to get that far in very long, so I just hope that we're able to go the whole way and win the championship.
The Hurricanes are ranked in the top 3 for the first time since 2003. The team clinched a spot in the ACC championship game for the first time since the Canes joined the conference in 2004. They will take on second-ranked Clemson on December 2nd. The turnover chain has taken over the college football world, but there's another team tradition that all the players, not just the defense, feel a part of. Jihad Shatara, tell us more.
If you have an eagle eye, you may have noticed something a little bit different about the University of Miami's football helmets.
A new thing that we started with Coach Rick. He brought it with him from Georgia.
They're called Hurricanes, and they're rewards for players who not only make big plays on the field, but contributions off the field as well. Daniel Bogenschutz and his equipment team are in charge of getting the helmets ready every week. They clean them, reapply decals, and yes, you guessed it, they put on the helmet stickers.
They bring down the list to us every week. Each position coach grades his players and tells us, this player gets 3, this player gets 5.
Having played here, Coach Rick understood the importance of keeping the signature look on the helmet.
With our helmet, it's kind of a classic helmet. It's something that we didn't know how it was going to go over. We were a little concerned. Our fans really love our helmet, and it's a helmet that hasn't changed much since the 80s.
The orange stickers are a source of motivation to make huge plays on the field, but the green stickers are for achievements off the field.
The orange ones with the green centers are the on-field decals. That's for on-field performance. Then the green with the orange centers are the academic and community service.
Sophomore running back Travis Homer says that the helmet stickers inspire him.
You're doing good. I want your teammates to be there with you, knowing that, hey, we got to go make this play. And if we make the play, then, we just get that little satisfaction having the sticker on the back of your helmet. Just being able to go out there and help my team. But seeing the sticker come on the helmet at the end, yeah, that's pretty satisfying to see.
Coach Rick used to give out dog bone stickers at the University of Georgia, but this is something entirely new to the University of Miami. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Jihad Shatara.
The Canes will look to remain undefeated this Saturday against Virginia. And that's all we have for sports. Now let's send it back to the desk.
Thank you, Austin. And coming up after the break,
we'll give you an inside look into a Miami hotel, bringing historical stories to life for its visitors.
You won't want to miss this. We'll be right back.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
students are always looking for something fun to do on the weekends, but can't always afford to do it. But there is a fun attraction not far from UM that can provide both. A new theatrical experience is letting people uncover unique stories behind the walls of one historical hotel in Little Havana. Our reporter Colin Davis checked it out.
Miami Motel Stories is a unique real-time theater experience located in the heart of Little Havana at the historic Tower Hotel. The hotel was originally built in 1920, but has recently been renovated, with patrons being invited to envelop themselves in the history of the community as they are ushered in to explore the hotel's stories one room at a time. Playwright Juan C. Sanchez explains the layout further.
It's a wide shot of the neighborhood, and this is where you've got all of the zany characters that we sort of know make up the neighborhood today. We've got the cafecito girl making coffee and serving drinks. We've got the domino guy who's inviting you to play a game of dominoes.
Patrons can then head back to the hallway to grab a drink with friends while deciding what room to venture into next. There is live music, there's a game show, and then there's this guy. But with so many choices, everyone can find something they enjoy.
I would recommend this experience to anybody and everybody. It's fun as hell.
Truly, it's really fun.
If you're interested, a discount is available to all students with a valid ID. The attraction will be open for one more week. And that's all we have for today's show. Thank you for joining us.
We'll be back in 2 weeks. Have a very happy Thanksgiving break.
Good job.